let us go ahead and spin and see what we're playing first today. Magda Changelings. All right, so this one's going to need to take a bit of explaining. So this deck is a combo deck centered around the card Magda Brazen Outlaw, which is a 2-mana 2/1 legendary dwarf berserker that gives other dwarves +1/0. And it says whenever a dwarf you control becomes tapped, create a treasure token and sacrifice 5 treasures, search your library for an artifact or dragon card, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle the library. So the idea is we need to tap dwarves a total of 5 times in order to get the 5 treasures, and then sack those treasures to go get our combo and then combo from there. So in order to do that, we are running changelings because they are dwarves, including Moth Dust Changeling, Universal Automaton, and Unsettled Mariner, as well as Valiant Changeling. Now, the Moth Dust Changeling itself has an ability that allows you to just tap changelings, or tap, rather, creatures, to give them flying. And the deck is also playing Springleaf Drum to ramp, and then have the ability to tap dwarves on command. There are no other actual good dwarves in Modern, so that is why we are playing changelings and not more dwarves. So the combo is this. Assemble 5 treasures and then use Magda plus Universal Automaton. You need an automaton in play in order to do this. You use Magda and you go fetch Clock of Omens. Now with the Clock of Omens and a Universal Automaton in play, you either need Automaton to be untapped or you need one other untapped artifact. So you will then activate the Clock of Omens. You will tap the Clock of Omens itself and one other artifact to untap Universal Automaton. Now, because you have tapped Universal Automaton, Magda creates a treasure. This leaves you with the Universal Automaton and 1 treasure untapped. You can then activate the Clock of Omens again, tapping the treasure and tapping the Universal Automaton to untap the Universal Automaton, and you therefore make infinite treasures with Magda. However, all of those treasures are tapped, so you do not actually have infinite mana, but you do have infinite treasures. So from there, since Magda can grab dragons or artifacts out of your deck, you can activate Magda, sacrificing the infinite treasures, to go grab all of the remaining changelings out of your deck, as well as any artifacts you may want. And then, once you have assembled all the changelings in your deck on the field, you can go grab Karthus, Tyrant of Jund, which is a 7-mana 7/7 flying haste dragon, and when it enters, gain control of all dragons and untap all dragons, and then all dragons get haste. So it, plus all of the other automaton, plus all of the other changelings you have in play, will now have haste, and you can presumably kill your opponent on the spot doing this. You can also, if you don't have the ability to actually go infinite, but you do have 5 treasures, you can just grab Portal to Phyrexia as a big bomb artifact. Now, some other things in the deck are Pyre of Heroes, which is basically the tribal version of Birthing Pod, and since we are playing changelings, we can use the Pyre of Heroes to sacrifice our changelings and go grab creatures of any type we want. So the 1-drops can be sacrificed to go get Magda, or we can go grab other things. And in particular, we have Valiant Changeling, which is a 7-mana 3/3 double strike changeling, but it costs 1 less for each creature type you have. And since your changelings are all creature types, if you play a turn 1 changeling on if you play a 1-mana changeling on turn 1, you can then play Valiant Changeling on turn 2. And then Pyre of Heroes, you can sacrifice the Valiant Changeling and go grab Archon of Cruelty since it's an 8-drop. On top of that, of course, the Ring is in the deck, because why wouldn't it be? 1 copy of Harmonic Sliver, because all of your changelings are also slivers and will therefore trigger from the Harmonic Sliver. We have Gallia of the Endless Dance, which is a red and green 2/2 haste legendary satyr. Gives other satyrs +1/+1 in haste, so all of your changelings. And whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you can discard a card at random, and if you do, draw 2. We also have Spellskite to try to protect Magda or other combo pieces as needed. And that is basically the core of the deck here. We have a bunch of rainbow lands, Secluded Courtyard, Reflecting Pool, Mana Confluence, Cavern of Souls. Since your changelings again are all creature types, all of these tribal lands tap for them as well. So the creature types that you're going to be naming primarily are going to be Dwarf or Berserker for Magda, Satyr for Gallia, or Sliver for Harmonic Sliver. You can also name Phyrexian Horror for Spellskite if you need to get a Spellskite through counterspells for whatever reason, etc. And then there's 2 red and blue lands, and Ancient Amphitheater, which is one of the reveal lands. You can reveal a giant, but of course you can reveal a changeling instead. Unsettled Mariner also helps pseudo-protect your stuff. And then in the sideboard, we have Endurance, Orcish Bowmasters, Sanctifier Onvek, Bishop of Wings gains you 4 whenever an angel enters, so whenever a changeling enters. You've got Phyrexian Censor, which is a rule of law that only affects non-Phyrexian creatures. So all of your changelings can still go through it. Bowmasters for Bowmaster things, Lavinia, more Harmonic Slivers, and then artifacts that you can grab with Magda potentially, Chalice of the Void, Void Mirror, and then Sundering Titan is another big payoff artifact that you can grab with Magda when you're playing against the 5-color domain decks. And because it's 8 mana, you can also grab it via Valiant Changeling from Pyre of Heroes. So that is the primary breakdown of the Magda Changelings deck. So even if other good dwarves existed, the deck probably wouldn't use them because the creatures need to also be dragons. You don't necessarily... So Karthus is like the best payoff, but there are other things you could potentially get as big dragons, but the Karthus is the one that's going to most reliably win you the game. So I'm kind of dreading this deck because it takes about 10 billion clicks to do anything with it, since you have to click on Clock of Omens, click on the Automaton, click on the Treasure, click on Universal Automaton again, trigger, make a thing, do that 5 times, activate Magda, etc., etc., etc. But hopefully we can get through it quickly. I think I'm actually going to make one change and just add in another Sanctifier because Scam is everywhere right now. All right, that looks good. So with that being said, let's jump into a league with Magda Changelings. All right, round 1 on the play. Well, this hand has basically nothing, so let's mull this. All right, we have Moth Dust, we have 2 rings. The Clock of Omens is in our hand. We can just bin that and keep 3 lands plus the ring, even though that's kind of slow. All right, keep this, put the clock back. All right, Cavern of Souls, naming Dwarf. No, I don't need to name Dwarf because I have Amphitheater, so I should name Satyr. And then cast the Moth Dust and pass the turn. I like to imagine what our opponent is thinking right now that we've just played this card. All right, basic Swamp Pass is probably Coffers. So let's just go Courtyard, naming Sliver, play Pyre of Heroes, and then attack with this Moth Dust Changeling. Attack. Prismatic Vista, crack, Island. All right, so it's the blue-black control deck, and they have Bowmasters to kill our Changeling. Unfortunate. All right, Reflecting Pool, so let's just play Amphitheater tapped and pass the turn, and then next turn we can play Ring. So this deck is going to be particularly poorly positioned at the moment because Bowmasters is everywhere, and all of the primary combo pieces are X1s. But what can you do? We drew a 3rd ring. All right, cast the ring. Opponent fetches. Opponent plays Force Negation. All right, well, we got 2 more rings to try to get out on the following turns. Opponent plays Vista. We get attacked for another 2, down to 16. Opponent fetches. Gets an island, casts their own ring, draws a card. All right, we drew Magda, which is good, but let's just try to resolve the ring again. All right, resolve the ring, and yeah, go ahead, I guess. I guess I can draw now. All right, pass the turn to the opponent. So the problem is we both have rings. Their ring came down first, and they have Bowmasters, and they have Counterspell mana up. All right, so I can't Magda Pyre anything, so I guess I just have to draw and then take a bunch of damage from the Bowmasters. It's pretty much the only option. All right, more Bowmaster triggers. Well, I'm not inclined to play another ring this turn, so let's just go Cavern, name Dwarf, and then just run Magda out, and then pass the turn. Opponent Fatal pushes Magda, sure. So now we're going to take 5 from the Bowmasters and his token. Draws with the ring, up to 10. So I can't imagine we can possibly win this game. Opponent has 9 cards in hand, some of which are surely counterspells. Opponent discards a counterspell and a fatal push to their hand size, so they have more counterspells in their hand. All right, and we're just not drawing anything either. So let's see, I can ring and go to 3 off the Bowmasters. If this ring doesn't resolve, we lose anyway, so may as well draw now. Bowmasters, we drew Karthus. All right, maybe we can get there. So we're going to take 3 from the Bowmasters, down to 3. We have Valiant Changeling that I can get through uncounterably, so let's go... Oh, no, I can't, because I don't have a Changeling in play right now, right? So this costs 7, so I can't play it. If I play Magda, it costs 2 less, and then I'm 1 short of being able to play it. So I have to play the ring and just... They're going to counter it, but let's just try. Tap. So tap here, 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 here. All right, ring. All right, counterspell, we lose. All right, go into game 2. So versus blue-black control, I guess Endurance is okay. It eats their graveyard so they can't play Murktide, and it can ambush Bowmasters. Phyrexian Censor is not really good here because they can just pass the turn and cast instants. What else? Our own Bowmasters to kill their Bowmasters and ring and whatnot. Sanctifier Onvec is probably difficult for them to kill, and it can just block all their stuff. Harmonic Sliver is going to be useless here. What else? They're a counterspell removal deck, so Pyre of Heroes plan is probably less reliable, but it's also probably the only way we can cheese them out of the game. What else? I need to cut a bunch of stuff. All right, I'm going to try this. I'm cutting a Magda because I think the Magda plan is a lot less reliable since they have Bowmasters and Fatal Push and whatnot. And we got to try to cheese them with Valiant Changeling, I think. All right, on the play. We have only one land, so I will mull this. All right, so I can play a turn 2 Valiant Changeling, and I can also play Mariner. So let's see, what is the put back here? I have to keep this, and then I have to keep Valiant Changeling. So maybe I put back Mariner. Yeah, put back Mariner. All right, and then what am I naming? Human for Sanctifier, Orc for the Orcish Bowmasters, and that's probably it, right? Yeah, Satyrs are gone, so I don't need to name Satyr anymore. All right, so let's go Cavern, name Human, and then Automaton, and then pass. And then the other one will name Orc, Polluted Delta, and then it looks like they're just passing. All right, so I'll attack them. Swing. All right, they take one down to 19, and then let's play Valiant Changeling. All right. Valiant Changeling. It is thankfully unpushable. Opponent fetches, gets Watery Grave tapped, plays an island. Back to us, seemingly? Yep, okay. So we can't do anything but just attack them, so let's attack. Swing and swing. All right, no Bowmasters. So they go to 11, and then let's just play Land Pass. Cycle Lorien Revealed, gets a Watery Grave, plays Prismatic Vista, and then they're just still passing it back. We drew Magda. All right, so let's just keep attacking. Swing and swing. All right, they're just going to keep taking this damage, apparently. Let's try to resolve the ring. Cavern, naming Dwarf. Play the ring. This is going to get countered, but at least it forces them to spend their turn countering it. All right, counterspell, then pass to them. Fetch. Grab an island. Plays with Prismatic Vista. Why not play Magda and then attack and you get 2 treasures? Because if they somehow don't have a counterspell, it's better to resolve the ring there. All right, they get their own ring. It's also more mana intensive. I can just play Magda this turn. Well, I guess, yeah, okay. So land, play Magda, and then I'm looking to attack anyway just to get the Magda triggers. Swing and swing, yield to these. All right, so there's the treasures, and then they'll draw a card, I guess, or maybe not. They're at 2, so... All right, so they are at 2. They do need to find like a Shieldred or something, or Damnation, I guess, would do it too. All right, we won that game off of the Valiant Changeling. Amazing. Let's see. I might actually want Gallia in that case if I can just rush them down, but Gallia dies to push. Sundering Titan might be okay, but that requires that we already have the plan. This is probably fine as is. Yeah, we basically just changed from a combo deck into an aggro deck in this matchup because they have so many counter spells. Void Mirror only stops them from pitching Force Negation. Yeah, that doesn't matter. All right, let's just run this back. All right, game 3 on the draw against Blue-Black Control. We actually have all the combo right here. So I'm going to keep this. Opponent plays a land, passes it to us. All right, first things first, play Springleaf Drum. So I'm probably caverning Magda next turn. So let's go Courtyard, name Human, and then play Drum, and then pass. There's no reason to run out a 1-drop only for it to then immediately get killed by the Bowmasters. All right, they fetch a Watery Grave, play a Hall of Storm Giants, pass to us. All right, so Cavern, name Dwarf, play Magda. Then I can tap it to the Drum for blue, get the treasure token. Then I can play Moth Dust Changeling. All right, opponent is counterspelling the Moth Dust. All right, in that case, let's just pass. So in this matchup, we basically kind of just lose to Bowmasters, so we just have to play as though they don't have it. Ooh, Automaton. How many treasures can I make right now? I can go Automaton, Drum, I can make 3. And then can I still play the ring after all that? I go land, I'm going to play this land, then go tap this, play Automaton, play a Drum. Let's play another Drum first. And then I have enough mana for the ring. Okay, so play the Drum, then play Automaton through Cavern. And then I can drum both of these for treasures and cast the ring, but the ring probably gets countered. So it's probably better if I just drum them both for treasures and then drum them both for treasures again next turn if they don't die. I guess if they have Bowmasters, it completely screws this plan up anyway, so I may as well attack. Yeah, swing with Magda. All right. And then we'll just pass here. All right, so they still haven't drawn Bowmasters, so we may actually be able to get this. Polluted Delta, fetch. Opponent plays Shieldred. All right, that's acceptable. All right, tap this for mana, doesn't matter why. I'm just getting a treasure token. And then I'm going to stop in my upkeep. Actually, can I just win the game now? I can just win the game now, right? I get up to the 5th treasure. Yeah, okay, so I don't need to stop in my upkeep. I guess, okay, the only way I don't win is if I draw Karthus. So I should actually stop in my upkeep. I go upkeep, drum both of them, get to the 5th treasure, sack, get Clock of Omens, but then I'm 1 artifact short. I can also just attack. So I can grab, so the reason I'm pondering is because I can grab Portal to Phyrexia to kill Shieldred off. which seems pretty good. I'm just seeing, can I win here? Untap, drum both of them, 5 treasures, sack all of them, go get Clock of Omens. Now I only have 1 artifact untapped. I would have to resolve the ring, which means they can't have Force of Negation. I guess I just draw and see if I draw another artifact. And then if I don't, I just go grab Portal. Because I can't grab the Portal now. All right, let's just go to my turn then. They'll just Shieldred us, that's fine. Okay, we drew Drum, so we win. All right, cast Drum. And then I don't think the color matters. White, make a treasure. Black, treasure. And then activate, sacking the 5 treasures. Clock of Omens. Choose an artifact to untap. Tap 2 artifacts. Oh no, I need Moth Dust for this to work. Because I have to tap this again. Right, I need Moth Dust for this to work, so that doesn't work. No, I have screwed this up royally. Alright, well, let's just try to resolve the ring, I guess. Yeah, I have screwed this up royally. They did have Force of Negation. Alright, well, pass the turn. Or rather, no, I don't need Moth Dust. I just needed another artifact in play. I was 1 short. Alright, attack with Shieldred. Sure, we take it. We go to 14. Alright, hopefully we can win next turn then. They only have 2 cards in hand. Shieldred's Edict. Each opponent sacks a non-token creature. Alright, well, we're going to sack Automaton. Yikes, what a blunder on my part. Alright, Shieldred trigger. Alright, they only have 1 card in their hand, so it's probably worth it to just try to cast the ring. So let's go Mariner. I'm actually short. I know I'm short, right? So I go Mariner. Oh no, I make treasures, so that works. So Mariner, then drum this for mana, drum this for mana, then cast the ring. Alright, is their last card a counterspell? It is not. Alright, I guess there's no reason not to just draw now. Because then if I draw a land... Okay, yeah, so Shieldred's triggering, of course, but what can I do? Alright, pass it to them. So yeah, if I just grabbed Portal there instead of the Clock, we would be winning this. I can make another 3 treasures next turn, and then I'm short. Opponent fetches, grabs an island, plays. Lorien revealed to draw cards. Alright, so then we go to 9, and then we draw a card for the turn going to 7. We drew a land, which hurts us. Alright, what's the move then? If I draw right now, then I go to 3 because of Shieldred. I can play this Mariner, and then tap all 3 to the drums, and I have 4 treasures. If I draw Automaton, I win. If I draw Moth Dust, I win. Or rather, I guess I go to 3, right? Yeah. So the alternative is just play the other Mariner, and then hope they can't kill Magda. That seems so bad. So if I go to 3, and I don't find an answer, then I just have to chump block the Shieldred, and then Shieldred, and then I just die next turn because I lose 1 from the ring, or I lose 2 from the ring and 2 from Shieldred. No, actually I don't. I can stop on my upkeep with Magda, make more treasures, go find Portal, kill Shieldred. So I guess I should draw right now. Alright, drawing some more cards, taking a beating from Shieldred. Alright, there's Moth Dust. So, cast Moth Dust, and then cast Mariner, spending this and tapping this for white, this one. Right, and then I can get 3 more treasures, sack. Can I win, or do I just get Portal? I go 3 more treasures, go find Automaton. All of my artifacts are tapped, right? I guess I don't have to tap the drums. I just go Moth Dust, tapped everything. 5 treasures, go grab Automaton. Yeah, that works, right? Okay, so Moth Dust, tap this. Always yield to this one. Moth Dust, tap this. Moth Dust, tap this. Magda, sack all of these. Go grab Universal Automaton. And then Moth Dust, tap this. And then Clock, untap this, choosing Clock Treasure. Then Moth Dust, tap this. Then Clock here. No, Clock, untap this, this, and this. Shouldn't this be infinite? What am I missing here? Did I screw this up again? How am I not getting infinite here? Am I not understanding my own combo? Maybe I need a refresher on this. Alright, well, let's try to not die. Alright, Shieldred. They got 6 mana, so if they have any removal for this, they can pay for the Mariners. Fatal Push, Magda. Huh. Alright. Well, I'm still dead then, right? Because then Shieldred trigger kills me. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. Clearly, I need a refresher. Give me a moment. Wrote a whole primer on this deck. Don't even remember how it works. Changelings. Uh-huh. How does the combo actually work? Untap Automaton. Fetch Clock. Step 1. Tap Automaton and Clock to untap Automaton. Create an untapped treasure. Then tap the treasure and Automaton, then tap Automaton again, repeat infinitely. But that doesn't work. This must work. Man, not even understanding my own combo, eh? Alright, on to round 2. Let's make sure I actually understand how this works before going off again. Alright, on the play. We have Portal in our hand. That's not great. We don't have any combo in our hand at all. Yeah, none of this is great. Mulligan. Only 1 land, and we've got combo pieces in the hand that we don't want. Alright, mull to 5. Alright, this is fine. So keep this. I don't need double Moth Dust, so I can put one of the Moth Dusts back, and then strictly speaking, I don't need Valiant Changeling on turn 2. I guess I don't need Drum either. I don't need the Drum. No, I need Drum because I need to tap Magda. Man, this is a rough hand. So I guess let's put Valiant back. Really depends what the opponent has. How'd the Burn League go yesterday? I remember you got Rakdos game for a third time, but I think I fell asleep. After that, we played the Burn Mirror and ended up 4-1. All right, Cavern, name Dwarf, play Drum first. Pass back to the opponent. Delighted Halfling off a breeding pool, so probably Elementals. We drew Karthus. All right, Magda, then Blue, Yield. If they have Ren and 6, that's a problem, but what are you going to do? Moth Dust, go ahead. Man, I cannot believe I screwed up that first round so badly. If I just grabbed Portal the first or second time, we would have won that game. Leyline Binding, sure, on what? Magda. All right, tap Moth Dust in response. All right, there goes Magda. So I need to find something pretty good to follow up with. Gallia's pretty good. Can I tap for Gallia? I guess I can. Other Satyrs get +1/+1. So red, green, cast Gallia, combat, swing, swing. All right, they're just going to throw their Halfling away. Cool. Oh no, they have Solitude to invoke on Gallia, and then this shrinks, and then it dies. And then we're just left with nothing. They exile Teferi. Yeah, this is going quite badly now. All right, they have a Teferi, sure. Minusing on our Drum. Yep. We're not completely out of this game yet. Delighted Halfling attacks us, sure. Valiant Changeling, it's going to be a while coming back. It's also going to be a while for them to actually win, so pass it back. They fetch. All right, attacking with the Halflings, so they, I guess, just have like nothing going on in their hand. Otherwise, they would just be playing permanents. All right, play this tapped, and then pass. Plussing Teferi, attacking us with the Halflings. We go to 17, and then they're just passing it back to us. All right, Steam Vents tapped, go. Teferi plus, they play another land. They attack us with the Halflings. We're at 15. We drew Portal, that's not helping. All right, pass the turn. They fetch, get a Stomping Grounds tapped. The moment they draw like Omnath or the Ring, the game is just over. Yeah, there's the Ring. Plussing Teferi, drawing card. All right, they continue to attack us with these Delighted Halflings. We go to 13. We drew a Drum. I guess I'll play it. Pass the turn. At the very least, I think they don't have counter spells, so we can resolve anything that gets played. Teferi bounces the Ring back to their hand. And then they're going to play Omnath. Yep. What could I draw that would get me out of this right now? I would have to find a 1-mana Changeling to get Valiant Changeling into play, and then immediately find Pyre of Heroes. All of that seems unlikely. Even then, they can like Solitude in response. Well, there's Pyre of Heroes, so I'm going to run that out. Play Pyre of Heroes. Pass the turn. They draw more with the Ring. And then they're going to Leyline Binding the Pyre. All right, this game's super over. Let's just go to game 2. All right, versus Elementals. Harmonic Sliver blows up Leyline Binding, but I don't know that I want more of them. Bowmasters is probably good, especially if they have the Ring. Phyrexian Censor, not particularly good. They can cast Leylines at flash speed. They can kill it with Fury, Solitude, bounce it with Teferi. Definitely want Sundering Titan. Let's see, Void Mirror prevents them from evoking their elementals, but that's not that helpful. Lavinia also prevents them from evoking their elementals. Neither one of which is that helpful, actually. So what's bad? Gallia for sure. If I'm going to grab an 8-drop, it's going to be Sundering Titan and not Archon in all likelihood. So I don't need both. All right, submit this. On the play. All right, well, we've got a bunch of combo pieces, so let's keep this. So Cavern, name Dwarf, cast Automaton. And then I'm just going to run out Spellskite next turn so that Ren and 6 can't just kill this for free. Opponent fetches a Temple Garden and plays a Delighted Halfling, okay? So now they can play Teferi or Leyline Binding. I can't attack with this because it just gets blocked. So yeah, let's just play Spellskite. Play Spellskite and then pass the turn. They fetch. They get Sacred Foundry. All right, looks like Teferi. All right, Teferi. Bouncing here. Yeah, we'll change that to this. Choose target spell or ability. Pay blue. Switch it to Spellskite. All right, so now let's just go Cavern on, not sure, I guess Sliver. Then I'll play Magda and then attack Teferi. All right, they have Solitude. Sure. Which one are they exiling? The Universal Automaton. Sure, that resolves. All right, pass it back. Teferi pluses. Plays a tap land. All right, seems they don't have Ren and 6 at least. So if I throw this here, it just trades. I do have another Magda anyway. I do need to get the treasures. So let's just, I guess, try to trade these. All right, go to combat. Attack Teferi. Trigger, get the treasure token. Oh, they're just not going to block. Excellent. All right, so that can die, and now I can just Cavern on... What else do I need to name? Probably... I don't know if they have counter spells or not. If they do, I guess I'm going to name the Bowmasters. All right, so let's just name Archer, and then cast Spellskite, and then Pyre. All right, Spellskite on the stack. Cast Pyre of Heroes. All right, pass the turn. Problem is, I can't Pyre these into anything, and 5 mana for Fury. So even if... So the target here doesn't save Magda, right? I guess I wouldn't save Magda anyway. So 3 and 1, so I can change all of it here, but I don't care because I have 2 more Magdas in hand regardless. So that's fine. Spellskite's a wonky card. All right, Moth Dust. Excellent. So let's go Magda, then cast Moth Dust. I can tap this immediately for mana. I can Pyre it into basically nothing, though. So I guess we're just passing again. Plays the ring. That's fine. Draws with the ring. Fury. Swings at us. That's fine. No blocks. All right. We go to 14. They play a tap land. Activate the Moth Dust. Tapping Magda. Making a treasure. Activate Moth Dust. Tapping itself. Making another treasure. Portal isn't target, right? Each opponent. I could also just grab Sundering Titan right now, right? Yeah, let's just do that. Land. Tap Moth Dust. Or tap this one. It's fine. Make a treasure. Tap this one. All right. Activate. Sack all these treasures. Go grab Sundering Titan. Trigger. Choose a land of each type. This one, this one, this one, and this one. All right, they do still have an active ring in play, but they only have 2 mana. Draw with the ring. Plays a land. Fetches. Shocks in Hallowed Fountain. Prismatic ending on Spellskite. Well, nothing I can do about that. So, yep, that happens. They're going to attack, eh? That don't make no sense. All right, Flash Solitude into exile Sundering Titan. Okay, very well. Triggered ability, blow up your Hallowed Fountain. And we gain 7, so now we can just take this. All right, we're at 14. We drew a drum, so I guess we just attack them, because we just need to make treasures anyway. Swing and swing. Make some treasures. All right, they go to 6. Let's just play this drum, and then pass back to you. Ring. Go to 4. Draws with the ring. Plays a land. Fetches. Goes to 3 life. So they have to, what, play Teferi, pick their ring back up, or else they're dead? Teferi. Pick the ring back up. And then I can attack them for 2 in the air with the Moth Dust at the very least. So that gets 4 treasures, then I get the last one. Then I can play another Magda, make another one. All right, so tap an untapped creature, make a treasure, then go to combat, attack you, make another treasure. Then they go to 1 life, which means they can't fetch or shock any more lands in. And then let's just play the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's play Magda first. Red from here, another color. Keep new Magda, then drum this Magda, play the ring. I can also just grab Portal. So Magda, sack all of these, grab Portal to Phyrexia, trigger. All right, go ahead. All right, we won game 2, going to game 3. All of this is probably still correct. It might be correct to get Archon of Cruelty, though, into the deck. What would I cut for that? Nah, that should be fine. Let's just run this back. Submit. We have land, 2 Bowmasters, 2 rings, and Valiant, which I honestly think is probably just not good enough. It could be, though. So the hand falls apart if they have what? Fear, if they can just kill these, basically, or if we just don't draw more lands for rings. These don't kill anything either that quickly. All right, let's mull. All right, that's better. Lots of protection. What is the best thing to throw back? Honestly, probably the drum. It's going to be so reckless to just throw Moth Dust Changeling out on turn 1, though. So maybe I should just keep drum and throw Moth Dust back, but then Moth Dust is required for all the combos. It's hard. So this Pyre only matters if I draw exactly Valiant Changeling, so maybe throw the Pyre back, but then the Pyre is like the best thing the deck has going for this hand. I could throw back Mariner. All right, let's throw back Mariner. Opponent plays a fetch land and passes. All right, Secluded Courtyard, naming. We have double rainbow lands anyway. What's the most likely thing I'm going to play on 1 mana color? It doesn't really matter. I don't think it actually matters, so I'm going to name Sliver. Play drum. Opponent fetches. Gets Indoth the Triumph. Back to them. Cracks Flooded Strand. Gets Steam Vents. Plays Run in 6. Picks a land up. All right, back to us. So let's play Amphitheater, revealing Moth Dust. Then let's go Spellskite, and then cast the Moth Dust. Pass the turn. Opponent fetches a Snow Plains. Casts Eladamri's Call. Gets Solitude. So now they're going to Solitude the site, and then Run in 6 ping Moth Dust down. Yeah. All right. Comes in. Yep. And Run in 6 kill that off. All right. What do we draw? Mariner. All right. So let's go this. Cast Mariner. Cast Pyre of Heroes. The deck seems fragile. Yep, it is very fragile. Just any creature removal disrupts it. All right, Mariner in play. With Pyre, we unfortunately can't really Pyre the Mariner into anything useful. So I have to just hope to draw Valiant Changeling or like some other useful card. Opponent fetches. Grabs a Forest. All right, so that's Omnath mana or Ring. All right, Ring. And now we're going to get buried in card advantage very fast. We drew. Moth Dust doesn't help, especially with Wrenn and 6 in play, so we're just not going to cast that. So let's play a land. I guess I can... No, I can Moth Dust, and I can Pyre that into Magda attack, but then Magda's also a 2/1. I have Bowmasters in the deck now. What's the alternative here? Yeah, I guess just attack Wrenn and 6, hold this in the hand. Swing at Wrenn, and then pass the turn. So another route to take this deck would have been, since technically all you actually need is just treasures for Magda, just play other cards that make treasures, but I don't think there's really good solid cards that do that aside from just Ragavan. And this deck is not set up to clear blockers out of Ragavan's way. All right, they fetch a Breeding Pool tapped before playing an Omnath, so they don't have Omnath. They are Prismatic Ending-ing the Mariner. All right, what do we draw? The Ring. Well, that's a pretty good draw. They are holding up Leyline Binding mana, though. But what can you do? Play the Ring. Let's stop on their upkeep. All right, try to draw a card. All right, we successfully drew a card. They go more cards up with their Ring. They're at 11 cards. Opponent picks a land up with Wrenn and 6, plays Flooded Strand, fetches, gets Sacred Foundry tapped, so they still don't have Omnath. Tapping 5 to cast Time Warp. All right then. Discarding 3 lands. Ring triggers and puts them to 6. They draw more cards with the Ring. They're at 12. Opponent Wrenn and 6 picks up a land. They play Delighted Halfling. They play another Delighted Halfling. They play another Delighted Halfling. They play Leyline Binding to hit the 1 ring. They play their land tapped, and then they're discarding a land on cleanup. All right, we just drew another worthless land, so I guess, what am I doing at this point? I guess my most optimal path is to do what? Go Moth Dust, Pirate away for Mariner, and then Pyre Mariner away next turn for a Harmonic Sliver so I can get my Ring back. I feel like that's the only possible way I can get out of this. So let's play Moth Dust, Pyre, eat this, grabbing... I guess I could grab Bowmasters, right? Bowmasters ping them, and then upkeep, they're going to take 4 from their Ring. That might be better. Yeah, let's just grab Bowmasters. Target you. All right, play a land, and then go. I guess Fable can make treasures and have other value, but anything else I could think of that makes a lot of treasures either cost too much or doesn't fit into what this deck wants to do. Yeah, I just don't think there's good treasure options. So opponent's Ring trigger. They go to 1, so they have to find Omnath or another Ring, or Teferi to bounce the Ring. But if they Teferi bounce their Ring, okay, so Wrenn and 6 pings off Bowmasters, of course. They draw more cards. All right, so they finally found Omnath, of course. And now they can just gain enough life to where that doesn't matter anymore. Opponent Time Warps. All right, we're super dead now. There's no point in continuing. Let's just concede. All right, unfortunate. All right, round 3 on the draw. All right, this hand is really awkward. No way to actually tap these guys other than just attacking with them. If I knew I was playing against an artifact enchantment deck, I would keep this based on Harmonic Sliver in hand, but I don't know that, so we got a mull. All right, well, no lands is another mull. All right, there's all the combo pieces, so let's put back Mana Confluence, and this is brutal. I guess Pyre. All right, done. Opponent Windswept Heath, fetches, Breeding Pool, Venerated Rot Priest. All right, so let's go Cavern, name Dwarf, play Drum. Pass the turn. All right, Infect plays Noble Hierarch, attacks us for just the 1 poison because the Toxic is still just 1, right? 18, 1 poison. All right, Reflecting Pool, Magda. So get Magda into play and then drum this for blue so that I can play the Moth Dust Changeling, play Moth Dust Changeling, and pass the turn. So I need 1 more turn to be able to portal them, because I can tap this Moth Dust, and then I can tap both of these next turn, play the second Magda, tap it, get portal, kill their board. All right, they attack. Exalted, no blocks. We go to 16 and 2 poison. Opponent plays Blighted Agent. All right, tap this, make a treasure. Argo. I'm going to play the other Magda anyway, so I guess I can attack them. Combat. Swing with Magda. Make a treasure. No blocks, they go to 15. Then we will go tap, let's play the new Magda. So let's see, tap this for the drum and play a new Magda. Keep the new Magda. Then Moth Dust, tap the Magda. Play Steam Vents tapped. Activate Magda now. because they could just play Yawgmoth Nexus and then be able to activate it in response to this. Grab Portal, eat their board. All right, they have conceded to that. So we're playing against Infect. That means Harmonic is no use. Bowmasters is of high use. What else? Actual Rule of Law doesn't affect this one specific matchup. What else? Chalice of the Void on 1 is probably good. Sundering Titan is meh. Gallia is pretty meh, especially on the draw. All right, let's run this. Game 2 against Infect. All right, well, this hand is atrocious, so we're going to mull that. All right, we've got Valiant and Pyre, but no turn. So it's a bit slow. So I've got to go land, Mariner, and then I've got to play land, Valiant, and then have the mana up for Pyre. It's really slow. It is really, really slow. Mulling to 5 also seems pretty risky, but what's my play here? It's land, do nothing, land, play Mariner, land, play Valiant Changeling. Like, it's so awkward. Yeah, let's mull this. All right, this is also really bad, but I'm not going to 4. So throw the clock back, throw back a land. No, throw back clock and mana confluence. I guess, no, the mana confluence doesn't matter, right? Yeah, so, okay. Throw these back. Yawgmoth, and then they're just going to pass. All right, Amphitheater, reveal this guy, play drum, pass the turn. Snow Forest, animate Yawgmoth, attack us. All right, so their draw is also pretty bad, it seems. There's Magda, so let's go Cavern on Dwarf. Is it better to just play Mariner first, and then I can just play Magda next turn and get 2 more treasures? This makes this less vulnerable to, I don't know, Dismember or something. All right, so let's play Mariner first and then pass it back. I still get the treasures anyway because I play Magda, I attack here, and then I can tap Magda with the drum. Plays a land, fetches, gets Breeding Pool, animates Yawgmoth, attacks us. All right, well, we can't block. They're not pumping it, but they shocked in the Breeding Pool anyway. Huh. All right, play Magda, and then go to combat, attack with the Mariner, swing, yield to the treasure ability, and then play Amphitheater, so hit them down to 14, then play Amphitheater, tapped, and then just pass. Play another Yawgmoth, animate Yawgmoth, scale up. All right, 6. Do you have another pump spell? All right, no blocks. Another pump spell? No, they're just putting us to 8, and then we're dead next turn to the double Yawgmoths. So Magda, make a treasure, and then we drew the ring. All right, so we're still alive. So they can have Spell Pierce mana up. So let's just attack with both of these and then play. I guess I can just play the ring and then treasure tokens away. All right, Reflecting Pool, play the ring. Ring resolves. Let's draw a card. Valiant Changeling. So let's go tap Magda, make another treasure, cast the Valiant Changeling, and then attack with the Mariner and get 3 treasures. Combat. Swing with the Mariner. All right, and now we can get to 5 treasures next turn plus Magda. Force of Vigor on a treasure and drum, and they can only pay for 1 of them, so they killed 1 of our treasures, okay? We have won against Infect. On the play in round 4, this hand is awful, so mulligan. All right, this 2 rings, but no actual plays in the first 3 turns of the game. Definitely not keepable. All right, so we'll keep this. And let's throw back Pyre. And then I don't want to throw the ring back, so I guess it's throw back Mariner. The hand's quite bad, though. All right, well, done. So we just go Confluence, play Automaton, and then pass. Opponent plays Blooming Marsh, so we're playing against Yawg. Yeah, all right, now I can't attack anymore. Cavern, naming Dwarf, I guess. Play Magda. And then we're not attacking, so just pass the turn. Yuck, this matchup's terrible, right? Yawgmoth and Bowmasters all kill off our X1s for basically no cost. Blood Artist. Really, they're still playing Blood Artist, eh? All right, well, I can attack and get the ring down, or I can just play Mariner. Mariner seems better, so Confluence, play Mariner, and then I just pass the turn, I guess. So if I have to suicide attack, I guess, so like the Mariner has better attacks next turn, potentially, and then I can get the ring down. Opponent plays a land, plays Bowmasters, and then they have the mana to pay for this. Yeah, shooting Magda, paying it. Well, that's going to be rough. And Blood Artist hits us, but then it gets countered. All right, well, I guess we just play another Mariner and then pass back. There's the 4th land. There's the Yawgmoth. At least they can't shoot any of our guys this turn. There's another Mariner, so I guess we're just running that out. All right, pass it back. So it costs them 3 mana per negative counter on our guys. And the Blood Artist is just never hitting us either. Paying 1, targeting one of these Mariners. Okay. And then it looks like they just didn't pay it. All right, so they're going to pay for the Blood Artist trigger. They played for the Blood Artist trigger and not the Yawgmoth putting a counter on the creature. That just seems absolutely wrong. All right, Springleaf Drum, and then pass it back. Man, this triple Mariner draw is sure putting in work. Yep, Delighted. Oh yeah, okay, so they just couldn't tell the difference between which trigger it was. Grist, make a token. So they can draw lots of cards, but they just like can't eat our board up. Yawgmoth attacks, we can't block it because all of our guys are humans. All right, well, I can play the One Ring now, and then I can actually activate it, and the Orc can't target any of our stuff. So let's just play the ring. Tap, 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 drum tap this. Play the ring, draw. There's Magda, and then we can't do anything else, so just... I mean, I guess I can attack them, but it's just bad, because they can double block or whatnot. Play Strangleroot Geist. Grist, make another token. Attack with Yawg and Strangleroot Geist. All right, no blocks, because I have the ring emblem. So they can pay for one Bowmaster trigger. I can also... Okay, so I can play Magda, and then I can tap Magda. So let's say I go Spellskite, and then tap the Spellskite with the drum and get Magda in play, right? And then attack with all of these. I put 4 treasures. No. So I have to be able to tap the Magda, right? Or I go Automaton, Magda, tap the Automaton with drum, go to attacks, swing everything. It's pretty awkward. Attack with everything, make 5 treasures, and then I can sack them to get Clock of Omens, and I have the clock and the ring are untapped. And then I go tap clock, tap ring, untap automaton, and then I'm out of artifacts. Man, this is awkward. All right, I guess I just run out another automaton or I just run out Spellskite and Magda. If I run Magda out right now, they can shoot it with Yawgmoth and pay for all of the Mariners. I can also draw, and then the Bowmasters will trigger. They might pay that, I'm not sure. The Orc becomes bigger. It's probably correct to draw. All right, let's draw. All right, Bowmasters. We drew Moth Dust, so that's going to be extremely helpful. So where are they throwing this at us? Are they going to pay it? All right, looks like they're paying one of it. So we go to 8. All right, so now they can't pay it anymore. So let's go Reflecting Pool, Magda, play Moth Dust, Changeling, tap everything. So tap itself, make a treasure, then tap Magda, then tap this, tap this, tap this, sack all of these, grab Clock of Omens, and then untapping Automaton, tapping these 2, then always yield to this. All right, tap these 2. All right, so I do understand how the combo works. I just didn't have enough artifacts last time. Keep on doing this thing. Tap, untap this, tap this, tap this. It's awkward that these are on the opposite sides of the field. All right, this and this. So now a bunch of clicks happen. They also have a lot of blockers too, so. All right, for the YouTube audience, I'm gonna skip ahead here. I do not have enough treasures, no. It takes a lot of treasures to pull everything out of the deck. All right, activate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab Valiant. Activate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Activate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I may not actually have enough cards to overrun them, but I am pumping them all with Magda, so probably I do. All right, I still don't have enough, so I need to continue this. All right, so let's grab Portal, get some creatures off the board. It doesn't really matter because they'll undie back, but it gets 1 blocker off. Then none of the Blood Artist triggers can go through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blockers. So activate Magda, grab Moth Dust, and then I need to do this 1 more time. All right, sack all of these, grab Karthus, go to combat, attack with everything. Look at that stack. All right, so I think that's enough. They do have a lot of blockers. All the blocks go to damage. Look at this stack. Look at the stack here. It's a light show. All right, so that was game 1. Jesus Christ. All right, Orcish Bowmasters to kill random X1 creatures that they have. Sanctifier Onvec is immune to their removal. What else? Harmonic's useless. Gallia is atrocious against undying creatures. Oh, what else? I will cut one of the pyres, I think. Maybe I should just cut one of the rings. I'm not sure. It's something slow. All right, let's submit this. All right, 5 lands and 2 non-combo things are not going to cut it, so mull. All right, this is better. Keep this. What am I putting back? In all honesty, probably Automaton. All of these other cards have better uses. All right, put this back. Done. Opponent plays Peatland and a Delighted Halfling. We drew Portal. That's bad. All right, Cavern, naming Human. Play Drum. Pass it back. Swamp, land. All right, Grist on turn 2. Yep. So what's my best move here? It's probably just play Sanctifier, right? It's immune to Grist. All right, play Sanctifier. All right, make another Insect. Play Wall of Roots. Oh, I should have put Mind Sensor in for this matchup. Yeah, I should have done that. All right, let's go Mariner, and then just hold on to the Bowmasters to shoot something. Yeah, pass the turn. Maybe the Rule of Law creature would have been good too. So they're killing off Mariner. Yeah, all right. Sure. Mariner dies. Playing another Wall of Roots. All right, let's cast this. I don't know what I'm shooting though. I guess this Insect token. And then just send everything at Grist. Yeah, combat. Everything at Grist. Only one gets through, but that's fine. All right, second, play the Moth Dust, then play Valiant, and then pass. So this is 7 for Chord right now, even without plussing this. Grist, make a token, play another land, shock it in. All right, well, here comes Yawgmoth. So first thing they're going to do is kill Bowmasters. So I guess I just shoot Grist again. Oh, do I not have to put it on the token? I can choose any of the Changelings. Then Amass Orcs 1. I can put the counter onto Valiant Changeling? Really? Huh. Well, we're very quickly losing this game because Yawgmoth's in play and we have no way around it. All right, well, Spellskite. Nothing can really attack. Cast Spellskite. Activate this, tapping the... I guess, okay, what if I just throw everything at Grist, right? He goes block, 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 shoot Moth Dust. I can save the Moth Dust. So block here, block here, block here. I still only get 1 in anyway, so I may as well just fly this. Tap my Orc. Combat. Swing at Grist. Boseiju the Spellskite. Well, that goes through. Grab the Steam Vents out of our deck. Now we're only 4 mana away from casting Portal. And they just shoot that. Yeah, that's fine. Grist pluses. They milled a Bowmasters, which got exiled by Sanctifier. They are casting a Strangleroot Geist. Okay. And then just passing it back to us. We drew the ring. That's nice. All right. Play the ring. Resolve the ring. If I draw land, I want to play it. So draw. All right. Courtyard. I don't think it matters what the heck I name. All right. Just name human. And then pass it back. Sacking Strangleroot Geist. Putting a counter on Valiant Changeling. They're proliferating the counters on Valiant and Geist, presumably, and Grist. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Valiant dies. Plussing Grist. Or no, ulting Grist, right? No, they're just sacking a creature to kill my Orc army. Huh. Play Phyrexian Metamorph to copy the ring. All right. No blocks on the Geist. I still have an emblem from last turn, so that's irrelevant. They draw a card. They are at 7, so... All right, take 1 from the ring, go to 19. We drew a land. Let's draw some more. All right, well, I can just run some more creatures out, I guess, even though there's not much of a point. I guess I have to sack a bunch in order to kill these things. Play a land. The thing is, like, if I draw Pyre of Heroes, I want this to be already in my hand anyway. So let's say I do nothing. Then they attack with both of these, and I drop down more, but that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, just pass it back. Now it's their turn. The ring takes them to 6. I guess they only have so many activations with Yawgmoth, right? Grist plus to make an Insect, Delighted Halfling, Ignoble Hierarch. All right, we're being attacked for 5, no blocks. All right, ring takes us to 12. We drew a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Draw some more. All right, there's Magda. So let's go Amphitheater, reveal Moth Dust, cast Moth Dust, cast Valiant. And then is there any reason to run Magda out right now? I can make 3 treasures and then he can just shoot stuff in response anyway. I just have to run things out when I can. Play Magda. All right, pass back. Opponent. Fatal pushes Magda. Well, let's see. Activate that to make some treasures. And then activate this one. Make another treasure. And then if I tap this down, then I can't block this effectively anymore. I can't block it effectively anyways, but... So can't block Yawgmoth, and I take 2, way too much from the Geist, so I will just not make another one. All right, Fatal Push is good. Yawgmoth is proliferating on... Oh, he's proliferating my ring as well. Interesting. All right, they're at 3, so they really can't afford to draw any cards with Yawgmoth. They have to find another ring, right? Casting Ignoble, casting another Ignoble, and then they're going to Chord for Blood Artist, presumably. Yeah, Chord X is 2. So now we just lose, right? They have... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. They should have enough with that. Wait, they sacked their Strangleroot Geist with the +1 counters that were still on it? They should have been sacking these to target their Geist to take the counters off of it. All right, so they still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't block Yawgmoth, so They could just attack with the Yawgmoth first to get all the Exalted triggers. All right, well, they're just shooting down our Valiant. They only have to take us to 4 because then the ring will kill us. Actually, they can proliferate as well. All right, we're at 6. Proliferate Yawgs, and then we lose life to the Grist. Gotcha. All right, sideboard times. Same exact thing seems fine, but except I should put Aven Mind Sensor in the deck because of Court of Calling. What else? Each player can't cast more than one non-Phyrexian spell each turn. That's okay against them. It's not great. Non-Phyrexians enter tapped. That doesn't really matter. So Mind Sensor cutting what? One of the Valiants, I guess? Nah, it should be one of the Pyres. The Pyre is just not very good. All right, submit this. Game 3 on the play against Yawgmoth. We have not a very good hand. Mulligan. That would be a better hand if it wasn't just one land. Mull to 5. All right, keep this, put back. Got to keep the lands, got to keep Moth Dust to combo off. Spellskite to protect Moth Dust, so Mind Sensors goes back and Sanctifier goes back. Done. All right, Confluence, Drum, pass the turn. Blooming Marsh, Ignoble. Well, let's go this one, play Moth Dust Changeling, and then tap this to play Spellskite. All right, go ahead, sir. Yawgmoth. All right, back to us. Ooh, Magda right away. Okay, so Magda? Is this that Changeling Nazgul Magda deck I've been saying? I don't know about the Nazguls, but this is a Changeling Magda deck. All right, blue, tap this. All was yield here. Cast a Stringleaf Drum, and pass. All right, the Spellskite protection is the real deal. So Bowmasters, and then we're going to move it to Spellskite. Choose this one, pay a blue. All right, so they shoot Spellskite, make an army, and then we have saved our team. Opponent plays Yawgmoth. Well, I can't keep paying this. Targeting here, well, move it. Pay the life. All right, they have enough creatures that they can do it all, but then I guess they lose their board. Pay the life. Then they go back on Yawgmoth. Then they'll sack the Yawgmoth. Well, we'll keep trying. Then they'll sack their Bowmasters to reset the wolf, and then they'll wolf here again. Now they're going to put it here. Nope. And then at that point, Spellskite's dead, and then they can sack the last one to kill Magda. All right. Well, we got to draw another Magda. Opponent's also drawn a ton of cards off of that. Opponent discards 2 lands. Just running out another 1-drop doesn't seem very good right now. So just pass. Opponent plays a Yawgmoth, and then we're just going to have our creature die very quickly. Another Yawgmoth. And there goes Moth Dust, and then I get attacked for 2 down to 5. Oh, Strangleroot Gust. Oh yeah, we're super dead. Down to 3 life. The ring, I can actually play it. All right, ring. Doesn't matter, we're gonna die next turn. We can't even tap our lands. Delighted Halfling, Ignoble, another land. Well, that's the game, even though we just drew Magda. Oof, rough. Only 1 win so far, although if I hadn't screwed up round 1, that would have been a win. All right, round 5 on the play. Excellent, all the pieces are here. We got Magda, we got Moth Dust, even have the ring to set up next turn. Opponent mulls to 5. All right, so Secluded Courtyard, naming Satyr, then play Moth Dust Changeling, and pass the turn. Opponent plays Bloodstained Mire, cracks Bloodstained Mire, Blood Crypt, probably Scam. Huh, they didn't do anything. All right, well, in that case, let's go Amphitheater, reveal this from our hand, play Magda. Oh no, our Moth Dust getting killed in response, isn't it? Yep. All right, our Moth Dust gets killed in response. Pass back to them. Verdant Catacombs. Fetch. Overgrown Tomb. All right, so we're playing against Jund. There's the Bowmasters, so they get to kill our guy for free. So I guess the next turn, it's just run out Mariner to try to protect the next Magda. Automaton. All right, let's just play Mariner first. Pass it back. Third land. They are going to attack. Well, I will happily block Bowmasters, and then if you have another Bowmasters, sure. Block here. Oh, they have Feign Death to get it back. So then that'll deal 1 here, and then it'll come back. So it's Jund Scam. All right. At least they have to pay for that. All right, back to us. We do Clock, which is just terrible. So I can play Magda and just have it get killed, or I can play just Automaton Drum. That's fine. Play Automaton, play Drum. Go ahead. Opponent fetches, finds Stomping Ground. All right, they attack us. No blocks. We go to 15. Opponent plays Fable of the Mirror Breaker. All right, Moth Dust and Magda is pretty helpful. So let's go Magda, then tap this one for blue, get a treasure, then cast the Moth Dust, and then pass it back to them, then make 2 more treasures, and then I'll be able to make, and then if Magda is able to survive the turn, then I can make the last 2 treasures and go grab a Portal, or I can just play Clock from my hand. They discard, yeah, a land here. Fatal Push Magda, unfortunate. All right, So make 2 treasures and then Magda dies to the push. They're thought seizing us, so they'll take the ring in all likelihood. Although maybe not, maybe they'll just take clock. No, they took the ring. All right. And then we get attacked for 6 from their whole team. We go to 9, they get a treasure token. Well, we need to draw another Magda, is basically the only way out of this. So let's just get Clock of Omens into play while we can. So drum, and then just play Clock. May as well get 1 damage in, since I'm not going to block anyway. All right, so Fable flips over. So we basically have to draw Magda this turn or we lose. Take another 6 down to 3. Fatal pushing our Automaton. We drew Mariner, but we're going to just die here. All right, so concede, go to the next game. So Scam, I want Sanctifier. I want my own Bowmasters to kill theirs. I want Endurance for their Scam shenanigans, I guess, although not really. Harmonic is not good enough just because they have Fable. Gallia seems atrocious here. And then one of these Pyres because they're very slow. All right, that looks fine. Submit. On the play for game 2 against Scam. We have some of the pieces, but we don't have Magda as a payoff. So we have some protection, but that's just alone is not going to do it. So mulligan. All right, there's Magda and Clock and Moth Dust. So keep this, and then what am I throwing back? I guess the Clock. All right, Shock and Steam Vents, play Moth Dust, pass the turn. Even though, yes, this hand is very vulnerable to any removal, what are you going to do? All right, land, Magda. It just resolved instantly. So let's attack with this to make a treasure. They go 2 damage down to 18. Then I may as well sack this treasure now, play Springleaf, make another treasure. So play Springleaf, and then pass. Opponent fetches, gets an Overgrown Tomb, tapped. They grief, so they're going to scam a grief in now. Right, they took the ring. I assume it doesn't matter, they're just going to scam it, right? No, it's just going to die. Blackcleave Cliffs. Opponent plays Bowmasters, yep. So let's just make a treasure token, and then I guess they what? They probably kill Moth Dust because we have another Magda in our hand anyway. No, they're just going to kill Magda. All right. Well, I can't not run Magda out, so let's do that. Magda, and then let's activate this to tap Magda down, and then this gets flying, and then attack with this one. So we have 3 treasures, so if we can hopefully have Magda survive to the next turn. Alas, it was not to be, for the second Bowmasters has now killed our Magda. So what do I need to draw at this point? Ring with double Bowmasters in play is not even good. I have to draw what? Valiant Changeling to just try to block them. We take 3 down to 14. Obviously another Magda would be the best draw. Well, there's our own Bowmasters, so yeah, I guess I flash this in now. Play Bowmasters, and then kill this one. Oh, it amassed onto my Moth Dust. Okay, swing. I was like, where's my army token? Oh, it put it here. They fetch, get a Blood Crypt, tapped. If they attack with this, I will instantly block with this Bowmasters. Playing a tapped Blood Crypt. All right, just the army, it looks like. So no blocks. Go to 12. All right, just play Spellskite past the turn. I guess I can jump the Moth Dust with this Bowmasters. Yeah, let's do that. Swing with this Moth Dust. All right, they're at 10, and they still didn't play anything. Forest. Beginning of combat. Swing. So if they have Fury, they go Fury here, here. So I just will not block. They are flashing in another Bowmaster so that they can grow this. Okay, so that was the play. They were going to ping Spellskite. All right, well, I guess I may as well move that to Spellskite so as to take less damage. All right, we go to 9. That's their 3rd Bowmasters. Valiant Changeling. So let's jump this, then go to combat with the Moth Dust. All right, take him to 8, cast Valiant, and then pass the turn. So now this is a good blocker. All right, go to combat. They're swinging here. If they have yet another, the 4th Bowmasters to grow this, then sure, you got us. I'll block here. No, just go to damage. Okay, well, we get to kill their guy off. And they're passing back to us? Really? They have 3 cards in hand and 5 mana, and they're not doing anything. And they didn't scam in Grief or other guys. All right, well, I'm content to just keep jumping this Moth Dust, so let's play a new Moth Dust, and I will tap this guy down, and let's just fly over with just this, because if they have scam spells, I don't want to just jam Valiant into them. All right, they go to 6, and then we pass. All right, we somehow got there, very, very slowly. Okay, so now that I know that they're Jund, Sundering Titan is a lot more valuable. Take out one of these Valiants. Endurance might actually be useful. It seems like they're pretty slow. I might want to give up on the Archon plan, but that means taking out more than I'd want. Let's put in Bishop of Wings, and what else? This comes back, and just cut Archon and the Pyres. I guess these are less useful if I do that. Okay, so this looks fine. Submit this. All right, game 3 on the draw. We have Moth Dust, Automaton, Clock, double Spellskite, only one land, no Magdas, mulligan. All right, double Sanctifier is going to be a lot more useful in this matchup, so let's keep this and put back, I guess, one of the Moth Dusts. Yeah. Am I just running a Moth Dust out on turn 1 to get killed, though? Probably not. Opponent, land. They didn't play anything, so let's just Cavern on Human, and then I'm just not going to play Moth Dust, just pass the turn. Opponent fetches, gets Blood Crypt, tapped. My plan is just put Sanctifiers into play, and I'll put this down later if I need to. Bloodstained Mire, and passing it back. All right, Amphitheater, reveal Moth Dust, play Sanctifier. So blocks all of their creatures, is immune to all their removal, and shuts down scamming stuff. So if their plan is to flash the Bowmasters in, they should just do it now anyway. Gets an Overgrown Tomb, shocks it in, casting the Bowmasters, yeah. We go to 19, and they get an Orc Army. Another land, shocking it in, casting Fable the Mirror Breaker. All right, well, they've taken a fair bit of damage, so I'm just going to play another Sanctifier, and then attack with the Sanctifier I already have in play. And then I guess I'm going to play Moth Dust at this point. All right, pass it to the opponent. So now I can try to race them. Fable discards 2 lands, plays a Swamp. They cast another Bowmasters, so now the Moth Dust dies. Unfortunate. Inquisition of Kozilek. Now I guess they'll just take Spellskite, right? Yep. Thankfully, their attacks are still bad. So this puts them on a 3-turn clock, but they're also going to flip Fable next turn. So they go to 8, then they attack me back for 6. I go to 13. Then I attack them. They go to 4. Then they untap. They can Fable Bowmasters and attack me for how much? 1. So I would be at 13 at this point, and then they're attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I win the race. All right, let's name Elemental. I think I just have to race them. So let's play this and then just race. Swing, swing. Because if I don't race them, then they get to just keep copying Fable stuff over and over. So Fable flips over. They bolt our guy out of the way. That's fine. Now they attack for 6. They only have 1 card left. They play another Bowmasters. All right, so now I think we don't win the race anymore, right? Because now this takes us... So this grew as well. Yeah, so we can't win the race anymore. We go to 11, and then this is too much on the backswing. Drew a drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We survive by exactly 1, right? No, we don't, because the Bowmasters grows this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make another Bowmasters. Ping trigger is 9. Attacking with it is 10. Amass is 11. So yeah, we don't. All right, so no more attacks. Go ahead, opponent. Make a copy of Bowmasters. Yep. So we go to 10. This one grows. I could draw the Ring to Fog for a turn, and that would let me kill them. But they're just not going to attack. Not even with anything. All right. So they're just going to... Oh, there's the Ring. All right. So now we Fog them, and now we just attack them with the Onvex. Swing, swing. So they go to 4. They can't block either of these. And then we get to untap and attack again. All right. If they are playing green, I don't know why. So if they have Tarmogoyf for something, then they can block us. They may as well attack to make a treasure. All right, well, I'll draw now since they can't target me anyway. Bowmasters all go off. They can't target me or my creatures. All right, go to 9 off the ring. Do we get there on combat? Swing, swing. Bolting us, okay. Okay, make a copy of Bowmasters. We go to 5, sure. We got there, guys. We got there. We beat Scam with Magda. All right, so only 2 and 3, but to be fair, I bungled the first round, so it would have been a 3-2 record if I'd not messed up. Overall thoughts. I don't like these Gallias at all. I think they're pretty worthless. They never came up in any of the games. Even when I had them, they didn't do anything. This Pyre, the Valiant Changeling plan, sounds like a good idea in concept, but as you can see, especially from these games, it's just way too unreliable to actually do. It doesn't even curve well. Even the best curve of turn 1 Changeling, turn 2 Valiant Changeling is still a turn off of being able to cast Pyre and activate it in 1 turn, unless you have Springleaf Drum. That's the only way you curve those out. And then there's other stuff like the Harmonic Sliver. That's cute, but it doesn't need to be main deck. So I think it's probably better to just play more Spellskite type cards to try to protect this combo that's very fragile and vulnerable to things. So more copies of Spellskite or Giver of Runes, just like other things that will keep Magda and the Changelings alive, is probably better. But anyways, yeah, if you're looking for something really wacky and off the wall, there is Magda Changelings.